Good Thursday night, hi friends, brothers and sisters of the Leaf. Hope everybody's doing good. Kind of getting settled down here at the house. We're getting ready to head to New Orleans to get our baby son married off, and it's here. Saturday's the wedding day. We are very pleased with that situation, and tonight I'm smoking. I'm still smoking my little tinderbox, the little coral rusticated. It's got the coral finish on it, a little Billiard. But went and picked up my tufts today and got that done. I went by Governor's and picked up 2 or 3 sticks. I'm taking about 12 sticks down to pass out. My dad's even said he wants one, so I've got I know of 3 of my son's friends, and his future father-in-law and his future brother-in-law smoke from time to time. So that's 5. Our oldest son, he'll get one. That's 6. My dad is 7. My brother's 8. So that'll leave me. I'm gonna take 12, and I may wind up with a couple of more, just on the safe side. But that'll leave me 4 or 5, to have for extras. And I'm probably gonna try to go by Don Juan and pick up a couple. Just I always like to go anyway. And I'm thinking about trying to stock up on some Havana honey when I go down there. It's their one true, without a doubt, house blend that that they make there on the place. But did get that done. Look, this and I was taking it out of the cellophane. I put it back in, but this Spectra, I wasn't sure what it was. This is one that WSD sent. And what this thing is, it's the new Latakia infused, or it's got Latakia in the leaf. So this is for pipe lovers. This is and you can certainly smell it. Miss Emily and my wife, they don't like the smell of Latakia at all. And I said, "Oh, smell this." And they said, We've never used. I didn't think that cigars had that in it." And I said, "Well, this is one that has it." And so I'm going to probably try that one. I was going to give it to my son because the one that still lives here, because I thought it was flavored, and I don't like flavor, any type flavored cigars. I like the natural kind. And but he don't like the Latakia either, so he smokes. I've given him some corn cobs and one little briar. He's iffy on the pipe, and he likes a stick. He smokes 2 or 3 or 4 sticks a month, and I had given him the humidor, and got him fixed up with 15, 16 sticks, and but he won't like that one. So, like I say, he likes the acids and that kind of stuff too on occasion, but I've really gotten him into, he likes the peppery leatheriness of it, so I'm converting him into what I call the good sticks. But here's what I'm smoking tonight. I'll finish this up. This is this also is one that WSD sent. It's the little counterfeit 1958 limited editions. I got to straighten that end up on it too. I got to use my torch lighter and trim that thing up, and I've got it burning crooked. But I'll finish it tonight before I go to bed, or I'm getting this downloaded and try to watch 3 or 4 videos. I'm way behind. I'm way behind on commenting. But yes, we our son's going to stay the night with us tomorrow night in the hotel. It'll be the last night with Mom and Dad as a single man. And I tell you, it just seems like yesterday I was holding that little boy in my arms, brought him home from the hospital as a newborn, and it just seems like that that was yesterday, and he used to ride to work with me when I had the Texaco stations. He had, of course, had one of the guys at one of the stations. I had 3 Texaco locations at one time, and I was the youngest and the largest independent Texaco dealer in North Louisiana at that time, and I had 3, and then my dad and I had one that we were partners in, and then he had his big one, and so I really kind of had 4, and the 3 and the partners was 1, and I was their youngest dealer to begin with, and certainly their youngest and biggest at the time, because I was only 20 years old, and had 3 of them, and then the partnership. He'd go to work with me, and I'll never forget one day our Lakeshore location. I'd get up on Saturdays, and I'd kind of sleep in on Saturday mornings. I'd leave the house about 9, and because Lord, during the week I'd be out of here at 6 o'clock and wouldn't be in until 9 or 10. And that's the thing. I've said it before. I woke up one day and them boys were grown, and I missed it. So I've done a little different with Emily as best I could. But one Saturday morning, he wasn't but about 2, and he wanted to go with me, and he loved to go to the sale barn. I was fooling with some cattle and stuff. Never did really do much with it, but just something I like to dabble in. And we'd go by the sale barn after we'd make our rounds. He loved to see the cows, but we went out to the Lakeshore location. It was the last stop of the morning. It was about noon, and pulled up, and I was getting kind of low on gas, so I pulled my truck up to the full serve pump there, and I had walked in and took the manager. He'd called me and needed some more credit card slips and some things, and I took it, went by the main location where I kept all that stored, and boxed him up some stuff to take out there, and I wasn't going to stay long because we was headed to the sale barn, and I pulled up and to the pump. Manager's name was Jimmy. He come out, and me and him was standing there. He come out and got the box of stuff, and I hung the nozzle in the truck and was standing there pumping the gas. Me and him was standing there talking, and Clayton, our son, he was up in the front. I had it running, and the air conditioner was on. Had it on high. It was in the summertime. It was blowing. He was. I shouldn't have left him in there, but he got to playing around and hit the electric door locks on the truck and locked the doggone doors. And he did it by accident. And like I say, he was about 2. And then we'd go over there, and we was trying to talk him in, trying to tell him to press the button and unlock it. The truck was running, and he'd just laugh, and he'd bounce around in the seat. And I was afraid he was going to knock it out of gear. Of course he couldn't. That one, it would have been hard for him to do. But anyhow, it wasn't good, and he never would mash that doggone button. And he was smart as a whip. And finally, the little tapper laid down. He tired out. He took her out and laid down in the seat and went to sleep. So we couldn't find a coat hanger. Couldn't. My dad at his station had the rods. They could unlock it, but it was way across town. I think he was out of town, and I didn't want to fool with his bunch, so I wound up calling. That one was outside the city limits. I wound up calling the sheriff's department. They come out and unlock that doggone truck. He slept through it all. Got in it. Me and him, we made it to the sale barn about 45 minutes late, but he got to see some calves come through, and we bid on a few. And the people behind where my parents live had a pasture, and we just rented a little pasture space for them. Like I say, I didn't fool with it long because it wasn't a money-making endeavor, a lot of work. But yes, it does seem like just yesterday and then he got into the dirt bikes, and he and I would go. He had a little Yamaha 80. It was the first one he had, and I bought a little Kawasaki 125 to ride with him. I bought his new. oldest son never cared much for it. Now, he liked go-karts and stuff, and he'd kind of grown out of it. But the youngest one, he got into the dirt bikes, and I bought him for Christmas. I bought him a Yamaha 80. And while I was out there, they said, "Look, we got this Kawasaki 125, and it was in good shape, so we'll take $500 for it." Wasn't but a couple of years old, and I said, "I'll take it." And he and I rode those backwoods and back roads and trails. We had a blast, and then he got to driving, and he did what he did when he left home. That was one of our saddest days, and went to Baton Rouge. He just wanted to. A lot of his friends were down there going to LSU, and he had tried ULM. He was just kind of a lost soul, just didn't know really what he wanted to do. And one day he called. He was working for a place called Maxwell's Market, and he told us, "I know what I want to do." And Maxwell's Market is where he's back working now. Started with them, and then they wanted him back. And he's going to manage their new location in Lafayette. It'll open end of June, 1st of July. And he called. He said, "I want to be a chef." And we thought, a chef? His idea of cooking at home was putting a Tony's pizza in the oven, a frozen pizza in the oven. That was what he called cooking. But anyway, we went along with him. He excelled and wound up. Commander's Palace wanted to hire him. He went and worked a stage with them, and they fell in love with him, wanted to hire him. He didn't take it, and wound up at worked for a place in Gonzales, Louisiana, and for a while. And he'd also made deli manager at the Maxwell's too. But he worked for Holiday Inn a little while. He was a chef at Holiday Inn Select. It was a high-rise hotel there in Baton Rouge, and they done a ton of catering and stuff. And then he wound up. He met the girl he's married now, and she was from New Orleans. Well, when she finished chef school, she went back to New Orleans, and she wanted him to come over there naturally. And they was trying to carry on a long-distance relationship, and I know it was tough. So he went over there and got a job at La Petite Grocery, which it was named after an old grocery from the late 1800s down on Magazine Street. And the guy who owned it was a jerk. He was one of these that likes to do on Food Network, yell and scream and talk bad to people. And, that's TV. That ain't the real life, because I'm telling you, I'm in the restaurant business. And if I yelled and screamed at my people, I'd be the only one there. They'd tell me they'd leave, and that's the way it is. That don't happen in real life, I promise you. Not much, but it did there. And anyway, he left and went to Whole Foods, was doing really good there. And Maxwell's wanted to hire him back and to be their new store manager, with an option to buy in this thing, and he'll wind up making partner with them. Before it's always a small company. They got 5 or 6 locations. He's in on the ground floor on the startup. Boy, this is smoking good. Y'all got to try this trout stream. But we're proud of him, and I brought along a couple of pictures to show when he was little and what he is now. This is he was about a year old there. And of course, this is me. You can see. I was a lot younger and thinner there, but had on my Texaco clothes, and that was him. He was daddy's boy, I'll tell you. Of course, he wound up being mama's boy, as boys do, and when Emily come along, she's 100% daddy's girl. Now, he and I are close, but mothers and sons, and it was that way in my deal too. I'm close, best friends with my dad, but my mom is who I go to when that's the way we are. But and here's one. I think I've showed y'all this before. Of course, this is my wife. He stuck that pipe in his mouth with one of my pipes and wanted me to take his picture, so I did. And this is him as he looks today, and this is the little girl that he's married. And we are very proud. She's a good girl, and he is very proud of both of them. Very proud of what they've become and what he's done, and he did this on his own. when he went down there, he is truly a self-made young man. He did it with very, very little help from me and his mom. He done this on his own, so we're very proud of him. So I just wanted to gloat a little bit about my son. So thank y'all for listening. But we're going to go down tomorrow and get him married off Saturday, and we're going to do the supper tomorrow night and the rehearsal supper, and then we'll do the wedding. They're doing it at City Park. They're in New Orleans, and then we'll spend the night and come on back, and we'll eat some good food naturally in New Orleans. And I'm gonna try to get over to Don Juan's if I can, and I'll do my best to film a video while I'm down there. Y'all take care. Have a good one, and God bless you.